sees the memes of production, and the like and subscribe button. The one thing I want more than my parents expressing regret for their vote is the opportunity to interrogate them about why they believe what they believe, all the conspiracy theories and lies. Yeah, the apology on its own isn't enough, because often you'll find, like, people will regret their vote, but then they won't change anything about why they did that vote in the first place. Like all those people who said they regret voting for Trump, but then they're asked, like, well, would you vote for Kamala Harris? And they're like, no. So then you don't regret your vote for Trump. You don't like what's happening, but not enough to change it. Like, you don't actually have any real, you just didn't understand what was happening to begin with. You didn't understand what the stakes were or how you would be affected. You don't believe in anything. You don't even regret the vote. You just don't like the fact that it's happened to you. Crazy. Where's the shirt from? The t-shirt or the overshirt? The overshirt and t-shirt are both from Buck Mason. The shirt is a hemp blend t-shirt, and the overshirt is an all linen OG 43. No, P43 overshirt. Ooh. Money. Ooh. Galactic Moth and Flop Bingus Republic, thank you for the $5 both. Really appreciate that. Elon spent $277 million to help elect Trump and now is threatened with deportation. Really sweet. Elon's not actually going to get deported because he's not, like, actually a real threat. The only thing Republicans are worried about is the midterms. Maybe, I don't think Elon has the stones to really fight against the Republican Party. We'll see. He might be a thorn in their side, but really fighting? I don't know. Zach of all trades and Colin Costco, thank you for the $10 both. I really appreciate that. I suggest queer people check out Colorado. Our governor's a dipshit, but he's very pro-LGBTQ and signed a good pro-trans bill recently. Colorado's a lovely state. I'm starting to get severely depressed. I don't come home from a war-torn country. Going home would be materially bad. It's hard to think about leaving the place I called home for the last 12 years. This sucks. Wait, I don't come from a war-torn country. Going home wouldn't be materially bad. It's just hard to think about leaving this place. You're an immigrant then? You're talking about leaving like that? Look, it's easy to live life where you already are because you're used to it. But, you know, at the end of the day, you're the architect of your own life. You have to exercise your will with the choices you're capable of making when you're capable of making them. That's all anyone can really do, right? Sometimes everything everywhere hurts. I'm not saying you should leave even, necessarily. I'm just saying what matters most is being strong enough to decide so that you don't allow other people to decide for you. Lady Gaga's Strongest Warrior, thank you for the $5. Went to my hometown's Dem party yesterday. Leadership is 4 grandmas in their late 60s who joined in '08 and 2 gay guys I hooked up with before moving. Nice. Fantastic. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not always going to be easy. Listen, if you want to get involved in local democratic politics, I think you guys need to understand what you're working towards. You're not going there to, like, sit at a table once a month and talk about nothing. You need to be door-to-door knocking. You need to be setting up events. You need to be tabling. Oh, you know, there's a big event. There's like a farmer's market. Okay, set up a booth there. Talk to people. Are you interested in hearing about your local Democratic Party and what we're fighting for? Here's the, like, ordinances that we care about. Here's the stuff that we want to fight for. This is what matters to us. Like, you have to make it a project. The problem is that, like, a political hobbyism is the death of local power, because Republicans are playing to win right now. And a lot of Democrats are like, well, you know, things are fine the way we are and we don't want to rock the boat. So basically our goal is to just, like, sit here and maintain the status quo. You can't be that. You can do real work. Galactic Moth and High Shelf, thanks to 5 both. Pay off your debt ASAP and stop spending if you're smart. Rice and beans, man. I keep saying and no one believes me. Rice and beans. Arcane Spaghetti, thanks to $5. Hey, Red State LGBT fans. Come move to Pittsburgh. Fairly progressive city with a lot to do and eat. We need to secure PA as solid blue. Gotta get that Exodus. Johnny Ringo, thank you for the $5. Here's money while I still have it. Don't do that, because passing this bill makes it impossible for me to live independently as a disabled man. We'll see how things play out, but don't give me money with messages like that. Come on. I can't even refund the super chats. You know that? I'm just saying, you know, you got to take care of yourself. Taking money from disabled people. I'm sorry, okay? See, you're making me look bad. You guys can't really see it. You can't really see it on the camera, but I got a really close shave. Like right here, this is like smooth. I don't shave with a razor. I've usually shaved just with a beard trimmer, like a trimmer, like what barbers use on hair. But it doesn't get a very close shave on the neck. But I got a really nice, the Panasonic Arc 5, with like the foil the foil razor, and it doesn't really work on the beard. Like, I can't shape the beard at all, but it does get this shave down really close, which I do appreciate. What's a foil razor? You can Google it. Can you use it in the shower? Yes, but I don't think I'm gonna do that because that seems annoying. A beard that size should be shaped with scissors. I have a system. I've been using the same system for like a decade. I'm fine with it. Still alive. Thank you for the 10 bucks. Really appreciate that. On the 5051 subreddit, I'm seeing an overwhelming sense of people wanting to do something over the Doomers, so I'm hoping that's an indication the protests will only continue to grow from here. Maybe. But protesting only works in conjunction with, like, a real power base being built, you know? So, I mean, I hope that can happen. Really hope that can happen. James Mastro Matai and Miguel Aguilar, thank you for the $2 both. Really appreciate that. Terminal Sandy and Mark Lester, thank you for the 5 both. Vaush, I appreciate you. You make today's political environment more bearable. Ah, because I'm a bear. I get it. Fight the Power. I've also seen that anime. The rural hospital closings are going to hit immediately because they're already in a budget crunch. That is true. There are some like Medicaid cuts it's not all going to take effect as soon as the bill takes effect. That is true. Thank you. Thank you both. James Master Matai, thank you for the $2 again. Next up, ice guarding voting booths in November 2026. Oh yeah, be ready for that for sure. 100%, yeah. The midterms, you can expect like a level of voter interference that exceeds anything Republicans have ever done before. Pull up like military deployments or ICE, which functionally they're going to be the same thing, you know. So get ready for that. I don't know why you're using Blue Sky at all, Sky for TSD. That place is a shithole. I'd rather deal with the Nazis on Twitter. Kowalski, thank you for the $5. Been inspired by Mamdani. My state senator is going to be fighting for his life come spring. We deserve good things. We'll make rural America radical again. Nice. Hey, good luck. Time off task, thanks to $7. Gotta take the good with the bad, smile with the sad, love what you got, remember what you had. Pee-pee? That's true. Pee-pee. I agree. I hate that reference. I don't get it. Not alpaca with a tier 1 sub. I'm disabled, so the fascism is a little more rough for me. I'm gonna hop over to Canada, get sponsored by my GF so I could live somewhere that's not completely insane. Canada's also going down the shitter, but slower and not as bad. So, you know, and buy time. Rclux123 with the $5. How, in your opinion, do we combat the complacency of Republican voters who don't bother informing themselves and stuff like this bill? That's literally like the main question, man. That's like, that's a big question. That's a $50 question. If I don't, you know, if I don't mind saying, which I don't. It's not about complacency, okay? It's about the media environment that they're in. Nobody reads the bill. Do you think Democrat voters read the 100-page Big Beautiful Bill? It's not about complacency. It's about your media environment. And the only way to overwhelm a media environment that is bought by like 3 or 4 big corporations that all hate you and want you to die is with an aggressive on-the-ground strategy, you know? Mamdani was able to show this can still work because the media was definitely not glazing him the way they were propping up Cuomo, propping his corpse up. You know, he's like barely even campaigning and they're still treating him like he's, you know, a real candidate. You have to fight for the right media environment. Door to door in the red states then? Well, red states might just be lost. The problem, I mean, like in what environment are you talking about? The midterms, the presidential? It's difficult. But I think the main thing we need to focus on is a narrative of hate. You must hate the Republicans, not just their politicians, but their voters too. People, Democrats, for some reason, have always settled on the ridiculous and provably false narrative that people are ostracized and alienated by hate. No, they're not. What happened with Trump then? No, they're not. In reality, what you have to do is you have to make being a Republican intolerable. They're destroying the country. They're going to kill all of us. You have to make life hard for them. You just have to, they have to just suffer a bit. They have to be disliked. They have to be, you know, treated in a manner which is appropriate considering their convictions. They have to be socially ostracized. And many Republicans will give way to that. They would rather not be the target of that ridicule. That's how the Civil Rights Act happened on a social level. That's how anti-racism propagated, you know? What do you think like in America, you have what, like 50% of white people are kind of okay with black people and 50% of white people just want to say the N-word all the time. How do you think they resolve that difference? You legitimize the anti-racist perspective and you put more and more social pressure on the open racist to shut the f up And now there are lots of white people who in their head, they're thinking N-word, 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 but they can't say that. Even in today's environment, that still wouldn't go well for them, right? It's social pressure, ostracization, bullying. That's how you do it. That's how you win. That's what they're trying to do with us. That's why they run a campaign of nonstop hatred against trans people and immigrants and so on. You ostracize. Now, we're better at this because they should be ostracized for being bad people, whereas they're trying to ostracize people for being good people. Like, the inertia should be on our side here. The problem with, like, first Trump term era corporate wokeness is exactly that. It was corporate. It was all Hillary Clinton and PR firms, you know? That's not authentic. Oh, wokeness means that white men are you know, being subjected to the standards of the Me Too movement, but it doesn't mean anything. You know, everyone knows it's corporate bullshit. Nobody believed in it. You need a real social mandate. But Mamdani didn't do that. He had the whole talking to Trump voters, not to lecture, but to listen bit. Well, I think that Mamdani's strategy works well in New York, which is overwhelmingly Democrat, because he doesn't need to win over Republicans to win the mayorship. Not even close. He just needs to win enough Democrats. But he is capable of hatred and directing it. And I think that there is an energy that underlies this campaign, an energy that is not just the Bernie Sanders, we need to come together to fight the billionaires, but rather we need to come together because we are under attack. There is an enemy that wants your life to be worse. You have to, it's not just about class distinctions. It's not just about people's self-interest. It's about the emotional narrative. And I think he does a good job capitalizing on it as an undercurrent. But trust me, as things ramp up between him and Trump, you're going to see rhetoric like that come to the forefront more often. I need to go. I need to go, okay? Sake Tanuki, thank you for the very kind 10 tier 1 subs. I really appreciate that. Thank you. If a leftist party ever gets in power, the members who aided... Oh, I can't read this one. Sake, I like where your mind's at in a video game. I can't read that one though. So the sort of the you know, walk of shame from Game of Thrones with Cersei Lannister. Yeah, I get you. I get you. Not the one. Thank you for the $5. Here's some Reconstruction 2.0 propaganda. Thanks for the idea. Yo! Wait, this actually goes really hard? This actually goes really hard? Hello? The Colossus of Bronx! That's peak. I'm saving that. You got it. It's not finished? Cool. Then I'll save the finished version too. Thank you very, very much. All right. Well, with that... Oh, it saves as a WebP. Who invented WebP? I hate... Nobody likes WebP. Why? It's a good format. Don't... Forgot to mention the grandmas were fed posting constantly at the Dem Party meeting. Standard Democrat stuff these days, honestly. Good for them. Thank you. Vaush needs to learn how to screen snip. Why the fuck would I screen snip an image that's right in front of me, an imager? Why would I do that? I've got to go. I've got to think today. I love you guys very much. Take care.